Hey guys, Matt here, Yu-Gi-Oh! Card Game Podcast. Going to be doing a deck profile of my Ninja Dragons, my Hanzo Dragons, Chaos Dragons deck. So,
exciting.
1, 2, 3 Light Pulsar, 2 Dark Flare, 1 Eclipse Wyvern, and 1 Whitehorn Dragon. So that's like the dragon engine of the deck. Light Pulsar, 2 Dark Flare because like perfectly sending any of the dragons you need at any time to the graveyard is fantastic. I think other standard Chaos Dragons run like 3 sometimes.
Yeah, but
That's
what's that for?
So this is a level 6 Dark Dragon, and when it is summoned, normal summoned or special summoned, you can banish up to 5 spell cards from your opponent's graveyard, and that gains 300 attack for each. So funny things is if it's summoned with Heretic Dragon King of Atum, its attack becomes 0, and then it gains however much equal to whatever you banish. So it's like you get around that little 0 effect.
If you feel like it.
If you feel like it. The most important thing is that it's dark and level 6. I needed some extraness to go with Light Pulsar Dragon, because sitting on Light Pulsar and a Dark Flare is really good. You can menace people with the Dark Flare, get them to use their bottomless, send good dragons and stuff to your graveyard. But this also gives you extra power to get over things like Christia. This is how you get over big monsters, and it's super easily accessible. And then 1 Eclipse Wyvern. I was running 2, but 2 was really excessive, and I'm only running, you know, Dark Armed Dragon and then Red Eyes Darkness Metal Dragon. So either it getting milled by a Lightsworn or me sending it to the graveyard with Dark Flare is its purpose. I used to Xyz with it a lot. I used to have to normal summon my extra ones, but
we only have 1. So.
Yeah, that wasn't like conservative enough, so I just got rid of it. It wasn't purposeful.
Also, since he's 6, you can Xyz with that guy.
Oh yeah, of course.
That's
He's
really
6, so he Xyzes with Light Pulsar and makes really funny combos because he's a dark.
Eclipse Wyvern. There's Eclipse Wyvern.
Huh?
You already said that.
Yeah. So the Lightsworns, 3 Lila to get rid of Backrow, suck up them Bottomless Eye, and those 1 warning now, I guess. And 2 Lumina. These go into rank 3s. They go into Levier, Tempo. They're like other tour guides that also put stuff in the graveyard, so they help me discard any of this stuff if it needs to get in there.
Question.
So,
2 Lumina by choice or by necessity?
So I was running this before the new ban list that allowed 3 Lumina, and I think 3 Lumina would be too much for me right now. I would have to like use it in another deck. I would have to ease myself into it before I like mess with this, because 3 Lumina just seems so excessive. I was thinking about only running 1 Lumina just for these plays, like
But then you can't make no rank 3s.
But then I can't make rank 3s, and that's the most important thing about her is that she can do that. And it's really a really obvious solar recharge target. You just discard 1 to get in the graveyard as soon as possible, then you're good to go. You can also send it with Light Pulsar if you have 1 in your hand, so you know what you're doing with the first one, and then it's a challenge to get the second one to see if you do. 1 Raikou, because having 3 in this kind of deck, or 2, is just, I'm never ever going to set things. I'm either going to win, or I'm going to discard this, and then it's like 1 Randy out to other cards.
Important things. Christia again.
Very true, but I have 1 charge, 1 solar recharge. I used to have 2. I used to have 2, but I put in something else that I'll show you guys later. And then 1 Graganeth. Fantastic. Nobody knows. Nobody knows about Graganeth.
I've seen so many bad games.
So he gains 300 attack and defense for each differently named Lightsworn monster in your graveyard. The defense is really important because for some reason people are like, oh, it's just a stupid Lightsworn dragon monster, so I'm going to summon my stroke, flip it face down, and then attack over it because it only has 1600 defense. No. No. It has 300 or 600 or 900 extra defense. Plus it has trample, and it has piercing, so it attacks through defense. It's another monster that gets really high attack. It's a level 6 dragon again, so it can be used to Xyz into Atum or any other rank 6 monsters. And it's a Lightsworn target, so if you ever draw it, you can get it out of your hand. Discarding it doesn't feel bad. It's just great. It's so good. So good. So ninja parts. Rhoda, obvious. 3 Hanzo. I was running 2, but 3 is just so consistent. It just does everything that I need it to do. It adds super transformation to your hand. Those are the only ninjutsu arts that I run. Ninjutsu art, you target a... Huh?
Oh, nothing. I was like 2.
Yep, you target a ninja monster and another monster on your opponent's side of the field that has a level. You send both to the graveyard when the card resolves, and then you special summon dragon, sea serpent, or dinosaur monster from your deck. And this is used to get out Dark Flare Dragon basically instantly, because I usually draw one of these 4 cards on the first turn if I go first, summon Hanzo, get this, and then they play into your hands. And then in case Hanzo is ever special summoned, because I run Call, I run Levier, Hanzo is great to banish for a lot of the Chaos targets, so you can bring it back to special summon it, and then get my 1 light other ninja monster, which is Ninja Grandmaster Sasuke. So just in case you ever run into Spirit Reaper or Marshmelon, this guy blows up face-up defense position monsters.
Have you ever used his effect?
Almost.
He
You
almost.
saw me once.
I think I had to get over. I had to kill a Maestroke, and this was one of the ways I was going to get rid of the
I
material.
was angry.
Double attack.
Yeah.
I was angry because I thought it only blew up like face down defense position monsters.
Oh, that'd be so
and
good.
it was like it blew up my face up defense position like card, and you gamed me. I was like, oh, I hate that card.
If it blew up face downs, I would be running like 2 in every ninja deck. Oh, that'd be so good.
It'd be so good. And then, so this is what I replaced the other Solar Recharge with. I was fine with 2 Solar Recharge, but this deck, because Super Transformation, the actual effect of the card is that when this card leaves the field, banish the monster that it summoned from the deck. So if the monster gets destroyed, if it's used as Xyz material, this card stays on the field. I run lots of Call of the Haunted. That stays on the field when you Xyz summon. So Magic Planter, I wanted to give that a try to see if I could make use of it, because it's like it's a cool like +2 basically, because you get these for free.
You
Rating
replaced Solar
Battle.
Recharge with that?
I replaced 1 Solar Recharge for this, so I was running 2. I had 3, but then I just kept taking out Lightsworns. It got mangly.
Mangly.
And I
word.
just don't like drawing into another Solar Recharge when I've been sitting on a Solar Recharge. So I'm gonna give 1 a try, see how it works. Haven't used this yet, but I'm excited for it. So Tour Guide, 2 Tour Guide, 2 Bus. I was running.
I love it so much.
I was running these before they were cool. They're so good. So Tour Guide into Tour Bus, Xyz into whatever you want. I don't usually make Zen mains, but there's a Zen mains in my extra deck. It goes into Levier, obviously, Levier.
My rank 3's just got slimmer in mine too.
But also number 20, Giga Brilliant. This is the most disposable of Xyz monsters.
And
Look, it's light. It's light. It's 2100 attack.
Hey, did you know today you can get an ultimate rare Giga
You are
Brilliant?
right. And we were trying to find those, but nowhere we went had them.
So that's cool. I'll finally have a Giga Brilliant.
It's worth it. It deserves it. It's put in work. So light, Tour Guide is dark, Tour Bus is dark. What happens is that you give it 2100 attack by detaching the Tour Guide. Anything happens to it short of banishing it, everything goes to the graveyard. You put the Tour Guide back into your deck. You have more Tour Guides and stuff to use. So
And a light in the dark.
And a light in the dark, all set up and ready to go. So even though you kind of waste the Tour Guide on the disposable Giga Brilliant, you still have Tour Guides and other rank 3s left to do work.
They don't do anything. Stuff happens.
Plus you can, unlike other decks, you can dispose of Tour Bus you draw.
Oh yeah, absolutely. So like, what happens when I've played out of games a lot actually when I've drawn like 2 Tour Bus or Tour Guides and Tour Buses. It's very awkward, but because you can send them to the graveyard for Light Pulsar Dragon, and then you can discard them with these people here. They can all be sent to the graveyard. It allows you to cycle things that you've milled accidentally, like I don't know, maybe this guy or this guy. Really
Those
awesome.
big guys.
The guys that need to be treated with kindness to become on the field. So having 2 Tour Buses in the hand, not terrible, not terrible. It is play-outable.
I was like, I just want you to acknowledge that it's bad.
It's unfortunate. I'm not going to say that it's bad.
It's like when you complain about, like, oh, you drew double 2 guard, you lose. It's not like, I'm like, whatever.
Yeah. I mean, if you draw bad stuff, Tour Guide allows you to just cycle things
I'm really
back.
thankful you didn't like slap me whenever I said that, because I was like, you're just like a slave to whatever people are saying when you say that. It's like, oh, everyone thinks that 2 Tour Guides like the worst thing ever. It must automatically be bad.
Matt,
Huh.
I found, you know how I was like, oh, there's a level 3 that just brings back any level 3 from a graveyard? Mm-hmm. And I was like, oh, I guess it's not real. It's real.
What is it?
It's called...
So with the drawing to
Cringy.
tour bust thing, the deck tells you how it's going to play based on your opening hand. Like there's Lila and Hanzo that are really good normal summon monsters, and then there's Tour Guide. Those are the 3 monsters that you're going to summon. One of them you're going to summon on your first turn, depending on whether or not you go first or second. And then so the rest of the stuff in your hand is just preparing to summon all this crazy stuff onto the field. And then, BLS, Dad, Red Eyes, Chaos Sorcerer, Honest, boss monsters.
You gotta just do game things.
Yep.
I miss Honest.
So then, Backrow stuff. 3 call, special summon Hanzo, special summon Lila, special summon the dragons. Funny stuff with Light Pulsar Dragon. If it's equipped to Light Pulsar Dragon and it gets destroyed, it special summons a Dark Dragon. 1 MST, 2 Effect Veiler, and 2 Mirror Force, 1 Torrential. Torrential, not a big deal if you're sitting on a Light Pulsar. Great to clear the field. This deck can special summon things for no reason. Super free. The only thing you're really worried about is big monsters attacking you. You cannot play Mirror Force even though you have nothing on the field and your opponent has a somewhat decent field because you can play out of it fairly easily. And then things like Hanzo, they just take other people's big monsters. They take Fortress. Takes
Fortress.
Mermails. It's good against Mermails because all their monsters have levels.
Absorbing Fortress is the best.
It is. Feels so
convenient.
Tasty. So extra deck, stuff I've already talked about. The obvious. Bloom. Fantastic card. This is what Hanzo into another level 4 after special summoning Hanzo with a Call or Levier makes work really well. This summons a level 5 or higher dragon type monster from your graveyard. And then dragon type monsters are not destroyed by battle while this is face up on the field. And just a really generic rank 4, so it goes into other Xyz plays.
So it doesn't work. I mean, it doesn't work on itself.
It does not work on itself because it needs a level 5 or higher.
That'd be nuts.
And the monster that summons back, it can't attack.
Oh yeah, it can't attack the turn it's summoned, and its effects are negated. Which doesn't matter if you're going to Xyz, and it doesn't matter for Light Pulsar if it gets destroyed, because you can special summon the dark. It's also a dragon, which is great, so you can banish it with Red Eyes Darkness Metal Dragon after you've summoned it and gotten your extra dragon monster from your graveyard so that you can go into Xyz plays.
And it's Nami Chaos food.
Mm-hmm.
No.
Zen Mains, Tempo, Photon Strike Bouncer, 1 Adrius for the situations where you have 2 Dark Flares on your field because it's so easy to make that happen. If you really want to.
Only 2 level 5s in your deck. If they're both on the field, you can make Adrius.
It happens more. It happens so often that I had to do it.
Yep.
Excalibur, Papal Operative, Blade Armor Ninja, which I don't actually know if that's in here, so I'll have to count these. This might have gotten filtered in. Exabeetle. I put this in just because it's fun.
And it's really good.
And it's really good. So I'll talk about that in a second. Number
Focus.
25, Focus Force, and then Maestro.
The best Maestro.
Exabeetle. Oh, and then 1 Iron Chain Dragon for
Veiler plus Dark Flare.
Veiler plus Dark Flare. Yeah.
Oh, I can't believe. Have you summoned that yet?
That extra 100.
Summoned it once.
You want it just because it's a level 6 dragon, I assume.
Basically, I could put in other synchro monsters. I had the space. This could really be anything. It doesn't even matter.
It's the ideal.
But it's a level 6 dragon, so I was like, why not? So, Inzektor Exabeetle, 2 level 6 monsters, and that is the combo with things like that and this. So, because Dragonith is so disposable, and you have other 2 level 6 disposable dragon type monsters, it makes this combo work really well. Summoning Exabeetle allows you to attach a monster from either player's graveyard to it, and it gains attack equal to half of the monster. And then Exabeetle you can detach and send 1 face-up card on your side of the field and 1 face-up card on your opponent's side of the field to the graveyard. That activates Light Pulsar's effect, so it allows you to special summon Red Eyes Darkness Metal Dragon if it's in your graveyard, and then you can of course bring back the Light Pulsar again. And then if this is on the field, you can send this to the graveyard while you still have a Light Pulsar equipped and just kind of leave it there, keeping this thing somewhat decent attack. But it can also be cooked on by this guy.
Does it go to the graveyard after that?
Yes, it
I imagine
does.
I'd miss the timing at that point.
Last thing that happened would be
the monster being summoned, but
doesn't start a chain.
It'd be
doesn't matter.
Doesn't.
like this. Would be that.
Yeah,
So last thing that happened was
it's like tributing Light
Gaia
Pulsar
Dragon.
for a monster doesn't get its effect.
Yep. And then side deck, 2 Maxi, which I did not have at regionals when I went, which is very sad. I wanted
You
them.
wish you had it.
2 Raikou for those nasty
Macro.
things, rabbits, and 1 Gores, 1 Snowman Eater, Heavy Storm, MST, and
1 MST.
You're one step ahead of me. You've got Heavy Storm in your side deck.
The strategic decision of siding in one MST and not siding in Heavy Storm.
I don't side in Heavy Storm. Or main it, that's what I meant.
Mind Crush.
Oh, Mind Crush.
Oh, so good.
Everybody
It's.
is
I
going,
mean, now
everybody
it's at
runs
3.
it.
So
Everybody
I mean,
is.
this is old news. This deck did not change with the most recent ban list, so I'm just giving it to you.
Haters.
1 Thunder King, Deck Devi, DD Crow, Soul Drain, and Aaron, which I think I put in recently.
Aaron's
So
nice.
like Mermails, Wind-Ups, everything, Macro. This was just like whatever. And
Rabbit.
then Gores, Rabbits and stuff. Yeah, Rabbit, I guess.
Rabbit Heroes.
And then
whatever.
like these I
Gores
just
for?
did not have. Huh?
What's Gores for?
So when I side, I take out boss monsters like that and Dark Armed, and probably not gonna take out the tour buses anymore because I did that once and it was terrible. And just maybe some ninjas because sometimes those don't work against certain decks. But like these are really slow, so you can take them out. It doesn't matter that you have them in. The deck works as a core with Light Pulsars and Dark Flares anyway. It's more important to start hurting your opponent.
I imagine you take out Eclipse Wyvern with those.
Eclipse
two.
Wyvern
If
I
you
would take out
both.
as well. I had 2, so I was maybe leaving in one of these depending on what I was facing, and then leaving in 1 Eclipse Wyvern. But now I only have 1, so I'd take that out as well. And then, so yeah, that's the deck. And I don't know what this is not in there. That's 15 right here. So if you guys have any questions or comments, or you guys have anything to say?
I was just thinking how it's kind of funny that it's got like this pink polka dot thing we're on.
Oh yes, it's very nice. It's very loving.
Yeah, go to regionals with that, right?
That'd be pretty awesome.
Best map.
Alright, so thank you guys for watching my deck profile of the Hanzo Chaos Dragon Ninja stuff. See you guys.